to a network marketer in a suit. And he said, I was tired of being poor. What he told me. So what did I do with him? I said, okay. Yeah, I said, have you've been involved in this type of a business? Yeah, I had a big group in another company. I said, you did? I said, so again, what am I doing? Working through my people. I said, okay. And then he's got an upline, which that upline benefits from everything I'm doing, right? So the heat is going up. The heat always rises. And when the heat rises, or it's just like when the tide comes in, as John F. Kennedy said, all ships what? Rise. That's right. And so that's what I was doing. I was simply putting more heat into the lines. And what does that do to the people up there? They start scrambling. They think, I need to start taking this more serious. Well, yes, you do! It was that kind of thing, you know? And I started running with him all over the place in Thailand. So I slept I remember he took me to his parents' house in North Thailand, and it was a wooden house. They don't have windows. I mean, they just have shutters and open space. There's no glass. There's no air conditioning. It's hot. And then they put blankets on the floor. That's my bed. That's my bed, sleeping on a wood floor, right? I'm laying there sweating my brains out, right, at night, thinking about that song, Help Me Make It Through the Night, you know? Oh, God, help me make it through the night. You know, I'm sweating my brains out here. But it's an honor because it's his parents' home. Yeah. So I'm smiling. Oh, what an honor. Thank you so much. Inside I'm going, oh, man, will I make it through this? See, that's the thing. Just running and running with these leaders in all these places. You know, finally I met my wife in Taiwan when I was over there working. I would go back and forth to different countries where I had groups, you know, starting to grow. And you know, matter of fact, I didn't even tell my wife what I did, or Michelle at the time. She just asked me, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm just a businessman. And that's all I would say. Well, at the time, I was a Gold International Diamond. And so finally, that's all she would say. She'd, oh, okay. And that was it. She played piano. That's what she did for a living for 20 years. Played piano. She was a singer, entertainer, all that. And so I met her one night at a hotel when she was playing. And I said, wow, you play pretty good. So I got her name card. But after we decided to get married later, I said, well, I might as well take you to the office and let me show you what I do. So I took her to the For Life office. We walked in, and the Chinese leaders were looking at her saying, who's that with him? And so they went up to her, and they're all talking Chinese. I don't know what they're talking about. And then she looks at me, she said, you're in network marketing? I smiled, I said, yeah. She said, wow, I was in Mary Kay, but I didn't do so good. It's an interesting world out there. It's an interesting world. But that's the way it was. And again, one of my other leaders said, hey, I've got some people in India. Will you go to India?
Sure.
And I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I want to go to India, man. You know, oh wow, never been to India. I said, is it safe? Oh yeah, it's safe. It is safe. Let me tell you, I was doing meetings at the Pakistan border when the U.S. Embassy website said, don't go there if you're an American. Crazy stuff like that. Yeah. Or in the Northeast on the opposite end, right by the Himalayan mountains, freezing to death. Family I stayed with, they had guards outside with AK-47s. It's an interesting world. That's a journey. Does that mean you have to do all that? No, of course not. The people that benefited from what I did, of course, they didn't go. The thing is, you have to utilize your resources, your upline, and you have to connect. So the thing about it was, I just continued to grow. And as I traveled, and as I grew my teams, and I set a goal, I've got 2 platinum legs now in my organization, and I'm going to have a 3rd. You finally reach your potential. You remember that small circle that I started with in the beginning? How much your life changes because you have many dreams. And you keep on. I remember when I was in Manila, another dream of mine, I thought, you know, I hear all these songs in my head because I grew up with music. I was a drummer in some bands and all that. But because I was on the hamster wheel when I had my business, you know, I never could get around to my music because I just didn't have the time. So I was so caught up making a living. And when I was over in Manila, I can remember talking to a man. I said, "Hey, do you know any good musicians here in town?" In town. Manila's huge. And he said, "Yeah, I do. I know some really accomplished people." I said, "I want to meet them." So he had them come over one night to the hotel lobby, you know, and we talked. And I said, "Hey, you know, I've got some material in my mind. I'd like to get together with you, and I'd like to record it." And he said, "Okay, we can do that." And so we set a time, and then we went in, and next thing I know, here I was spending time going in the studio. I go maybe over to the 4Life office, do a meeting, do an event like this, and then I would disappear. And I go meet the musicians, and we go in the studio and start recording. It was amazing. And so now I've got a regular relationship with those guys. And matter of fact, this summer I was over there doing that very thing, recording new songs, just having a blast. There's so much that this opportunity will do for you, how it will change your life, enrich your life. The thing that you have to do, for those of you that are new, is understand this. It doesn't take a special person to do this. It just takes a special effort. And when I look at all the platinums, whether we're talking about Juan or Emilio or Dave Daughtry and myself, and you know, we're just like you. But we understood this very thing. And that is, you have to make a commitment in this business, but understand, this is time. First year, time. Second year, time. Third year. This is your money.
Uy, sí, sí, quiero ilustrar muy bien.
And that's what I understood. I come in this, I'm going to spend a lot of time, a lot of commitment to get this thing going. Look at my money. Look at my second year. Not as much time, a whole lot more money. My third year, not as much time. Look at my money. We get paid for what we start, not what we do in this business. That's the beauty of it. And I got started. But what I did 15 years ago, I don't do today. What do? Anything I want. Anything I want. I mean, think about it. When you look at Amway, when they got started, back in the 70s, what was the big thing? Vitamins. Vitamins. Who ever took vitamins? Nobody. And they went to one of these meetings when they were getting started, and this person saying, "Hey, you know the food you're eating? It's depleted of nutrients. And we got this product, it's a great opportunity, and it's called vitamins. And everybody's going to want this." And a lot of the people sitting there were looking at them saying, "Nobody takes vitamins. Who's going to be interested in vitamins?" But a few people saw the opportunity, and they said, "Wow, this is going to be huge." Those people became very wealthy in Amway and Shackley when they pioneered vitamins. Where's Amway and Shackley today? Everywhere.